A major light heavyweight matchup may finally be coming together. According to reliable Russian outlet Vestnik MMA, Khalil Rountree versus Magomed Ankalaev is currently in the works, although nothing has been officially confirmed yet by the UFC. The timing makes this especially interesting because just a few months ago, Khalil publicly vowed to never lose another fight again after rebuilding momentum in the division. Since then, there's been growing talk about him getting another huge opportunity, and even his coach John Wood recently hinted that the UFC had already made fight offers to Khalil, involving some very big and fun matchups. If the Ankalaev fight does become official, it immediately creates another serious frontrunner in the title picture at 205. Right now, Paulo Costa is the only top light heavyweight coming off a major win and building momentum toward a title opportunity, but adding Khalil versus Ankalaev into the mix would completely shake things up. And then there's the Khamzat Chimaev factor. With Chimaev openly talking about eventually moving up divisions for bigger fights, the light heavyweight landscape suddenly becomes one of the most intriguing in the UFC. Michael Bisping actually believes there is a lot of sense in making that rematch. Let's hear his take on it.
Sean Strickland went out there and won that fight fair and square. It's as simple as that. Yes, it was close. Yes, people are split and divided on their opinions as to who won. But ultimately, the fact that Khamzat did get tired, that's no one else's fault. And it's certainly not Sean Strickland's. Sean Strickland will be defending the belt again. I don't know who against, okay? Will it be Khamzat Chimaev in October? I mean, I'll be honest, Khamzat's a huge star. And I think there is a compelling storyline. And I think the world would be interested to see it one more time. Now, of course, a lot of people are coming out and talking about the fabricated beef. Nate Diaz was talking shit about it. You shake hands, you wrap the belt around your opponent, you go home, you lick your wounds, you watch the fight back, you have your brother, you have your team, your managers, your coaches, all watching it back and going, oh my God, you won that fight. You should have won that fight. Let's get a rematch, okay? And this time we're going to do the weight cut properly. I guarantee that's what's been going on.
Kamaru Usman may have just taken a massive step back into title contention, and surprisingly, it's not happening at welterweight. According to highly reputable journalist Mike Bone, Usman is expected to take on former middleweight champion Dricus Du Plessis in an upcoming fight at 185 pounds. Kamaru seems to have accepted that a fight against Islam Makhachev at welterweight is not happening anytime soon, especially with the division being so backed up. But by moving up to middleweight, the path to another title shot suddenly doesn't seem that unrealistic either. People also forget that Usman already has a win over current middleweight champion Sean Strickland from years ago, back before both became champions. So if he is somehow able to get past DDP, a former champ and one of the toughest guys in the division, he instantly puts himself right into the middleweight title conversation. That's exactly what Luke Thomas and Mike Bone discussed in their recent breakdown of the matchup. The biggest question is how Usman's body holds up at 185 and whether he can still compete physically with naturally larger middleweights. But if he wins, this suddenly becomes one of the craziest comeback stories in the UFC.
This one is not announced yet, but I think inevitable and might be, out today for all we know. Dricus Du Plessis against Kamaru Usman in the UFC Oklahoma City main event. Usman is going to be moving up to middleweight for this fight.
I like that one. I like this one. I like this one a lot. Dricus has a lot to answer for. Kamaru could, as we've seen, can be very tricky even late into his career run. If they were going to give Kamaru a title shot off that Buckley win, I was not super thrilled about that, to be honest. But if you beat Buckley the way that he did, and you beat Dricus, that's a big if, but I'm just saying, okay, now it's a little different to me.
Dricus obviously lost in a certain type of way to Khamzat, and Usman has some similar traits in terms of being able to neutralize the game and everything. And let us forget, Kamaru Usman does have a win over Sean Strickland at welterweight earlier in their career. So there's a built-in storyline there.
Dana White just sat down with spinning back fists and ended up revealing a lot more than people expected, touching on everything from Arman Sarukian drama to the UFC's future on Paramount and even his plans for boxing. He finally addressed why Arman did not get the lightweight title shot. He confirmed that the headbutt incident absolutely played a role, but made it clear that it was not the sole reason. According to Dana, multiple factors went into that decision behind the scenes. It was not one moment or one mistake, but a combination of things that ultimately pushed Arman out of that immediate title opportunity. He also touched on Gable Steveson. Dana emphasized that nobody truly knows how good a fighter is until they step into the UFC cage, and that credentials and hype only go so far.
I obviously am not one of these fans, but some fans thought Arman should have been the one to get a 155 title pound shot.
We knew that would happen too.
Of course. Did the headbutt play any factor in the decision to not go with him? It did, right?
A lot of things have factored in, you know. Yes.
Russian MMA reporter Usha Taika recently sat down with Razambek Jamalov, one of Dagestan's most accomplished wrestlers and a proven elite on the world stage, including Olympic-level competition where he captured gold. During the interview, Jamalov was asked about the photos that surfaced online last month, showing Khamzat Chimaev struggling during a wrestling session with him, images that immediately sparked debate across the MMA community. Razambek was careful with his words at first. He made it a point to give Khamzat his respect, highlighting his physical strength, toughness, and competitiveness, clearly not wanting the moment to be taken as disrespect or internet bait. But once that was established, the tone shifted. The Dagestani standout calmly explained that when it comes strictly to wrestling, especially at the highest technical level, there is a clear difference. He went a step further and admitted that the session actually boosted his confidence about a possible MMA future. Getting hands-on with MMA grappling in a real training environment and doing it against one of the most dangerous fighters in the UFC showed him that his wrestling is not just high level, it can immediately cause problems if he ever steps into the cage.
He is physically strong, resilient. He was pretty good for an MMA fighter. I had trouble in MMA aspects of our training, for example in clinch, where he used submissions to escape positions. However, when it comes to pure wrestling, I had a lot of success with double leg takedowns. We wrestled when Khamzat visited our gym in Dagestan, and every time I was at the gym, I gave him a lot of trouble. Even in grappling, not just wrestling. To be honest, I'm now interested in a potential move to MMA. I didn't have this interest before, but after seeing some things, why not?
Ian Garry just questioned Islam Makhachev's hand injury excuse, saying he doesn't believe it for a second and thinks it's all part of the champion avoiding him. In a recent interview, Garry said everything Islam has done lately screams that he doesn't want the fight. Delays, excuses, and now the injury claim. He called it the classic thing champions do after winning the belt. They start looking for ways out or easier paths instead of taking the next big challenge. Garry believes he's the clear #1 contender after his recent wins, and he's frustrated the UFC hasn't locked in the matchup yet. The welterweight title shot is boiling down to a split between Garry and Michael Morales. MMA reports and analysts are divided. Some lean toward Garry for his momentum, marketability, and the recent win streak, while others push Morales for his undefeated streak and the social media posts that hinted he's next. Dana White hasn't confirmed either yet, but the debate is heating up online. Let's roll the clip of Ian explaining why he thinks Islam's injury is just another excuse.
I heard Ian's got a hand injury.
I don't have a hand injury. Islam. Yeah, I heard that too, but I don't believe it. I don't know what to believe. I can't imagine he hurt his hand in the last fight with Jack. So maybe he did it in horse riding? I don't know. I don't believe it. I think it's excuses. Everything about me now tells me he doesn't want to fight, he doesn't want to fight, he doesn't want to fight. I don't know if it's mentally, physically, whatever it is, but yeah, he's doing the typical thing that all champions do when they get the belt. They try and maintain their position, maintain relevancy by not fighting and staying inactive. When I fight, that all changes.
That's it from MMA Psycho. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news.